Hello everyone, I hope you are doing good. It's raining heavily, so the background may be terrible. So please cooperate. As yesterday in previous video we learned about how we can change data types from one to another, and we also learned about string, how we can contain it. There is one thing I want to tell you about string. That we can do one thing. We can write a string full name equals name plus this. And now if you print out this, this it will error. So run this. And you can see this written Mahatma Gandhi. In the similar, this is only want to say you can concatenate. It means you can. It's like expression. You can do plus with string. You can do only plus. Don't do minus. It will give some error. So only this much. Today we'll talk about arrays. In the previous, we already talked about arrays. I think it's in this section or this. Okay, we talked about arrays in this section. You can see here. You can see the previous video. Now we talked about array. That the array was only of type 1. Means we had only one curly braces, means it's of 1D array, means a single, and there can be 2D array, 3D array. So today I will show you what 2D array means. It's not difficult, just for you to understand, so that you don't miss this, because 2D array also probably they'll ask you about 2D array. So I'll just show you what 2D array is. You can just write ent main, and you know how to initialize the array. Just write array and 1 3 cross 3. If you know about matrix, you may know this, like 3x3 matrix. Yeah, this is like that. It will contain 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, and how to initialize it? You have to use two loop for that, one for the rows and one for the columns. You can initialize it this way: for int I equals to 0, I less than, so 10 or 3, I plus plus, and you can write 4 and j equals to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus, arr of I, and j is equals to, you can just initialize something 1 1. Okay, 1 for everything, and just run it. Okay, there is no error, means it's correct. We did not use here curly braces, because for a single line, even if you don't use curly braces, it will work. It's all single line. For 4, this is one single line. For this 4, this is one single line. Okay, now let's just copy this and just paste out this, and we'll just print out. We'll just use here one curly braces. Now we need the curly braces. We want to show you something. So for this it will work here, and we can just write here cout /n will give one step down. I already said you how to do this. Okay, wait a second. For this 4 it will do this way, and let's see if it's correct. Okay, you can see there are 3 rows and 3 columns, and all are printed with 1, because we initialize it with 1. So I hope you got the idea of how to do 2D array. How this for loop works, I will tell you. For 4, it will start from 0. For 0, it will come to this loop. Then for this loop, it will check from 0 to 3. Means after 0, it will come here. Then it will check. It will go here 3 times. And it will give false. Then it will come here again. It will be 1. It will check 3 times. Then again here 2, 3 times, and both will break. So I hope you got this, how to do for loop. You understood for loop, then you can understand this very quickly. So that's what I want to tell you. Okay, that's it for this 2D array. Again, one thing I want to say about continue and break. In for loop we can use continue and break. You can see, I'll show you an example. Okay, let's do a 2D array so that you can understand better. Okay, continue and break, this is important, so I'm saying you for int I equals to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus, will initialize arr of I equals to I. Okay, and for second we'll do some statement for int I equals to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. I hope you are getting this. You already know our for loop. If you don't know, please watch the previous video. And we already know our statement if I percent 2 is equal to 0. What is I percent 2? You already know this remainder. If it's divisible by 2, if it's divisible by 2 means that is even. Means it's even. If it's even, then cout arr of I and okay, one thing, continue else break cout hello, just run it. You can see nothing is printed even though we wrote for 0 is it's continuing. Okay, I'll show you something. Just let's put here this braces. World. Okay, now you will understand it clearly. Okay, we did not use. Today we are doing a lot of error. I don't know what is happening. It's becoming a longer video. I want to tell you something important and is getting. You can see there is a printing world. World is printed and continue. Continue means if this is true, then go back to for loop once again. Means this is true if I percent 0 is divisible by 0, 0 is divisible by 2, so it's true. So continue means it's going back to for loop, and after this it become 1. 1 is divisible by 2, no, so it come to else. Else break means come out of the inner loop. Here 4 is a loop, so this is the first loop, so it will come out of this loop. That's why the hello is not getting printed. I hope you got this. If you try some example, you'll surely get about continue and break. I want to teach you different concepts so that I'm getting hurry in this. Okay, I hope you got the concept. I want to teach you something that is called vector. Okay, just let's write it. Okay, just let me print to some. Okay, so that you can take for reference. Okay, this video is going to be about 50 minutes, so please bear with me, please. Int main. I want to teach you one concept vector, but I don't want to take you too long time, so I am trying to complete it here. So in the array you can see that there are some difficulties. You cannot initialize it. You have to use for loop to initialize it. You can initialize one by one, but you need a for loop and you need some, it's lot of hustle and you can't know what is the size. And but here in the vector there are a lot of options for you to do. And how to initialize a vector, just write vector. But before this you have to do one thing. You have to include the vector library. I've included it here. Just include this vector library and come back here. Don't forget to initialize that. After vector, write what type of vector do you want. We want it of integer type, so write integer type and write the name, any variable name. So we want it to be a numbers, collection of number. That's how we initialize a vector. Now how to put vector, how to insert something. So you can just write nums dot pushback and enter any number, whatever you want to enter. 12 or 11. Okay, 11. Now if you just print out, it's same like array how you print out. You just write nums and print out the first, because it contains only one variable, and just run it. You can see we got the 11. That's how the vector was. You can push back, you can do pop, you can do even pop nums dot. Okay, there is some error. Nums dot pop back. Just run this and run this. Okay, wait a sec. We can initialize it like array. Just right here 1 2 3 4 5, and we'll use a for loop. For I equals to int I is equals to 0. In vector we can do one thing, we can just set nums dot size. This will give you the size of the, so that you don't have to write, you don't have to memorize this, and just write I plus plus. Just run it. Expected 0 before nums. Okay, I hope it's doing good. So run it. It's giving a lot of error. So you can see here the 5 did not get printed. You can see it's counting till 4, but 5 did not get printed because we did pop back. Pop back means erase the last number that is in this factor. And in the pushback we can do one thing. We can just write nums dot pushback, and we can write 10 and just run it. Okay, I'll just clear out this and use a ENDL here so that you can get it clearly. Let's run it. Okay, you can see in the end there is 10, but here there was no 10. That's how you can push back vector. So I hope you got the basic concept of vector. We'll be discussing our vector in the later, but it will be a very long video of vector. So we'll discuss our vector in the next one. So see you in the next.